welcome to an all-new Tales from the Dorkside watch-along as we are watching every episode of Tales from the Darkside.
That's right.
Every endeavoring to anyway.
ever made.
Yeah, that's the hopes. Before we might get canceled before we get to season 5. How many seasons are there? I think there's 4 or 5 seasons
Yeah, I think there's
total.
4.
But yeah,
or 5.
There's like 100 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little under, but I thought you had to hit 100 episodes though to get syndicated. Because I'm pretty sure this got syndicated at some point, but I don't know. We're on episode 12, I want to say.
Making some headway.
Yes, we are on episode 12. This originally came out January 20th, 1985. All a clone by the telephone.
Nice. Getting closer to my being born.
This one stars Harry Anderson, who you might know by Night Court.
Ah.
Not the reboot.
I was going to say, they just brought that back.
Yeah. Also, Dick Miller, who we're seeing on the screen right now.
Yeah.
I've seen him in a bunch of movies and TV shows.
Mills Dix.
This one also didn't get a great rating, Gog. 5.2 out of 10.
Ooh. That guy. This guy.
All
Excuse
a
you.
clone by the telephone.
Okay, so let's see what we got going on here.
Although here's some 8 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s. People say it's a fun story.
And he is going into an apartment complex. I'm going to do like Arnold Schwarzenegger's commentary for when he did Total Recall, where he just described what was happening on the screen as it was happening. No insight into like anything behind the scenes. He's just like, and here you will see that I'm going to the airport, but they don't want me to be there.
Oh my God. Do you listen to a lot of those commentaries?
On like DVDs and stuff? I did back when I actually bought DVDs. I used to love watching a good commentary track.
I never really watched them because I was like, well, I want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I would watch the movie. I'd watch the behind the scenes features, the commentary track.
But
the whole shebang.
Thank God though that people like to listen to people talk while they're watching stuff.
Yep.
I wonder, like, people comment, I would love for you to comment while you're liking and subscribing on these.
Smashing that button. Bell.
While you're watching our watch-alongs, are any of you pulling up, like, the old, like, because I have the DVDs. It's not streaming anywhere that we know of.
Uh-huh.
But are you watching it somehow? Dang, it's a little cold.
Yeah.
In that apartment.
Look at that hairstyle.
I wish that hairstyle would come back. Like, I like the big hair on the ladies. But yeah, if you will comment about, it being cold in the apartments, ladies cutting glass, and also where you watch Tales from the Darkside, or if you do, or you're just trusting us to kind of let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because if people are actually watching it while they're watching, I'd be interested. Or if they're just like, they just love listening to us talk shit about it.
Right.
Which normally we're not talking shit because we're fans.
Yes, but we do talk shit sometimes.
Well, are you a fan, Gog?
I am.
Okay, because like this, you're watching a lot of these for the first time.
This is my first go through.
Yeah, but I enjoy Tales from the Darkside a lot, obviously, because I started the whole podcast around it.
That's true. Something else that you guys out there could do is you could record your own watch along of our watch along. So you do a commentary of our commentary as we're watching the show.
Please do. That'd be dope.
You'll notice that Gog at 2 minutes and 35 seconds took a sip of his water because his voice was getting a little crackly.
And Brad looked at his phone because he was looking up what other shows that Marcie Barkin was in.
She looks a little bit like Carrie Fisher.
Oh yeah, she does. Maybe that's why I was like, she looks familiar.
I have to be honest. I have absolutely no idea what's going on right now. This guy's losing it too.
Oh. So his telephone, his answering machine is talking to him using his voice.
Yeah. And now telephones talk to us all the time.
That is, yeah.
You know, your Siri, your Alexa, other ones.
So basically a copy of him from another universe is talking to him through the telephone.
Right. Or is he the copy? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
If there's parallel dimensions out there, you can't be like, well, that's my other self. Because you're the other self to that self.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like if you look at like the Marvel universe and stuff, like how they have different characters now that are like you would think, okay, it'd be like just like me, but maybe I do a different job. Like those characters are completely different than their alternate selves in other universes.
Yeah.
And so like people who believe in string theory and alternate universes and stuff, they believe that like there's other gods out there.
Right. Like an infinite number of potentialities.
But here's what I have I don't know, maybe my mind doesn't wrap around that because like they say, well, okay, but in every other universe, you've made different choices. So you're a doctor in one universe, you're a criminal in another universe, you're a ladies' man in another universe. What's different than this universe? But you know, but so if that were the case, though, that would mean your parents made different choices.
Right. So you probably wouldn't even exist.
Yeah, yeah. So like the likelihood of you or your parents even existing seem low to me.
Yes.
So I don't believe that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't believe in. I believe that there could be alternate universes that we don't understand how any of that works.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think there's other versions of us that live in those.
Right. Yeah, I think that we're to a place where there's so many things that we're just not capable of understanding yet.
True.
As a species. We've come a long ways, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's just a lot of things that we try to make the most sense out of because, you know, there's comfort in knowledge. But there's just so many things that who the fuck knows.
Well, and it could be one of those things where like we think certain things are tied to certain things, but they're maybe not. Like I'm thinking, okay, well, if I wasn't a radio DJ at one point in another universe, then I probably wouldn't have met my wife in another one because like I met her at a concert that I went to that I was working that night. But I guess maybe I would have gone to that concert regardless. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So who knows? But I just feel like if that's the case where you still have free will and everybody has free will to make different decisions, again, the likelihood that you would even exist seems unlikely to me.
I agree with that.
I like redheads, though.
In this universe.
She's maybe not totally redheaded.
It looks
like
a dye job.
A little glint to it.
Strawberry blonde. Strawberry brunette.
Yes. But her hair does look red in this picture, too. So.
Oh, yeah.
Marcie. I'm glad they're giving some of these roles to hot chicks now.
Yeah.
Hot chicks of the 80s, anyway. You ever notice the older you get, your definition of a hot chick kind of changes?
Yeah. You can learn to appreciate more things, you know?
It goes from hot chick to just any available chick. You're in your 20s. I want a hot chick. In your 40s, you're like,
I just want companionship.
Yeah.
I just need somebody to love me.
I'm so lonely. Oh, so lonely.
Why did you destroy your videotape machine? For those of you out there that are too young to understand this technology, a videotape machine, or also a VCR, it's how we used to watch things.
You know what's funny is a few years ago I was doing a podcast. It was the football podcast with my buddy JD.
Mm-hmm.
And he would give me VCR tapes to like dub some of his highlights on to include in the show. And I'm like, the fuck am I going to do with this?
like 17 different adapters.
Yeah, like, well, first of all, nobody I know has a VCR anymore.
Yeah.
Second of all, yeah, like how, like, I wouldn't even know how to hook it up to a TV I currently have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty, I'm pretty good with technology. I'm not saying that. But I'm not good with making old technology work with new technology.
Yeah. Archaic technology.
But it was funny, like a lot of people, but you know who does have a VCR? My grandma.
Yeah.
The other day she was like, "Hey, can you work on my VCR?" I was like, "No."
Just give it up.
Yeah.
Move on. Get a DVD player.
Don't even do that. That's just dub them onto YouTube.
Yeah.
I need to figure that out. I need to dub out my grandma's videos onto YouTube for her, and that way I don't have to fix her VCR ever again.
There you go.
I wonder how often this actually happened though. Like, did you have a? Well, this isn't the recorder for the phone, right? The message machine, is it?
It's like yeah.
Oh, okay, but he broke
message.
his VCR. But
yeah.
Okay.
But this is
the message machine.
So for those of you that are old enough to understand this technology, the phone used to go into the wall. It didn't have any pictures on it. And if you wanted someone to leave any sort of contact information for you, you had to plug in a separate box that had a cassette tape in it. And then people could leave a message on there for you. And if you ran out of tape in the middle of someone leaving a message, shit out of luck.
Now, it's funny because now we have the cell phones, obviously, and you have voicemail on there.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody checks their voicemail anymore.
Oh, no.
I don't even leave a voicemail.
Nope.
Do you?
No.
Yeah.
No. Like, for instance, if I call you and you don't answer, I'm assuming you're busy with something, and I know that you're going to get back to me at some point.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, man, just text me, and then that way I'll know, I always feel like people who are like, they want you to call them without texting you means they want to talk about something you're not going to want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just text it?
Yep.
No, I need you to call me. Like, that's not a conversation I'm even wanting to have. What's this? What's happening now?
I was saying to the phone.
Oh.
I still don't know.
He was trying to hand him a phone, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was some guy with a big, like, square head, and he was like, hey.
You need to answer this and talk to them about your warranty.
Yeah. I'm calling from an alternate dimension to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. That's what's going to happen. We're going to discover parallel universe, and then we're going to start getting spam calls.
Yeah, because they're like, you're not going to turn yourself down.
Yeah.
So they have you call you to collect your debt.
Would you trust you from an alternate dimension? I would just kill myself immediately.
Yeah.
Not like me, like not a suicide.
No.
It would be a homicide of alternate GOG.
Yeah, I would instantly dislike that.
One, man.
Yeah. I would be like, if you're anything like me, I don't like you.
Yeah, I feel like I would get on my nerves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. I hope that my friends enjoy my company, but I feel like I wouldn't enjoy my company.
Well, it's like, this is a kind of a boring episode, so we're talking mess here. But like my son, when he's acting the most like me is when I want to punch him the hardest.
Yeah.
And he's like 22 now, so don't start calling DHS. Because if I punched him, he's in the Navy.
You're allowed to fight.
He'd probably hurt me now. But
yeah.
But it's always when he's acting like me that I'm like, ugh, I don't like you.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, I sadly I probably wouldn't want to hang out with my alternate self.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Like, you're a dick.
Like, quit trying to steal all the girls.
Yeah.
GOG.
All right, so Harry Anderson, he's disheveled.
He's not looking too hot.
He doesn't want to talk to the alternate universe.
Yeah, but the phone won't stop ringing. He's got a nice little riser for his bed there, though.
But he disconnected the answering machine, so
it's just ringing. Is that Winston Churchill in the background?
Oh, no.
Not the lady.
He couldn't resist answering.
Wasn't even anybody there.
But I don't miss the old days where the phone was like so. Like I know we have the cell phone, but like if I want, I can just turn my cell phone off.
Oh yeah, turn it
back
quiet.
then. You'd have to like disconnect the line.
Yeah, just leave it off the hook.
Yeah,
unless you had call waiting.
But I'm just saying, like if you had somebody trying to annoy you,
they could just call you over and over and over.
Yeah,
again. Yeah,
nothing you could do about it really. Remember star 69?
Oh yeah,
yeah, sexy.
There was stars. Yeah. There was like star 67 and star 69. One of them would call back the last number that called you.
I think that was star 69 was
and then one of them would block your information from the caller ID.
Yeah.
And that was for prank calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do some prank calling.
You know, when I was young, I think the statute of limitations has run out on this. I one summer prank called your work.
Oh, really?
A few times. And finally the lady was like, if you call me one more time, I'm going to call the police.
Yeah, we get some bizarre calls up there for sure.
But I was glad that she didn't just go ahead and call the police.
Yeah.
She's like, listen, kid. I was like, I'm not a kid.
I'm an adult man.
Yeah. It's like bullshit.
This is Peter McAllister, the father.
And see, when I started working at the radio station, I realized in spring break and summertime was when you started getting all the kids' calls.
Yep.
Either to the radio station or to the front desk. But
we used to prank call a little bit. My favorite thing, and this was really mean, but I had a voice, like a pedal that was like a voice processor.
Yeah.
And so like I could make these really weird noises. One of them sounded like, the best way I can describe it is like a whale in the cosmos. Like a with kind of an echo delay to it. And we called this one kid's house, and his mom was like super religious, and she answered the phone, and I was just like, and she screamed and hung up the phone. Probably thought it was the devil.
My brother on like with cell phones, and it wasn't probably like, I don't know, in the last 10 years that they started making some apps where you could call people and it would look like whatever number you wanted.
Oh yeah.
So he would be like calling my aunt from her house.
Oh, like from inside the house?
Well, she's at the mall or something.
Oh,
she's not home. So she answers it, and he's like, I'm at your house.
Yeah.
And she freaks out. And like he calls her right back and is like, hey, it was just me.
I was just panicking.
Yeah. And she was so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he did that to me. Called me, and I was in New Orleans, and I'm like, haha, Josh, I know it's you, and we laughed because, but she was so mad, which, it would be scary to go home thinking that somebody might be in your house.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, now it's like, that's just a cell phone app. We all know what that is.
Right. I don't even have a home line anyways.
Yeah.
But. And then there was some not nearly as clever prank calls. We would call the pizza place and talk like Arnold and be like, do you have any lobster pizza? And they're just like, what? Lobster pizza.
When I was doing my prank calls, I had seen like a show or a movie or something. And so my prank calls were a little more criminal.
Oh, it's like Jerky Boys or
threatening stuff. So, I was glad that she was like, I'm going to call the cops, kid. And I was like, oh, no. I was being stupid.
Nah.
I don't recommend that.
When we're kids, we do dumb things.
I bet kids don't do prank calls anymore, though.
No. They just, destroy each other's mental health on social media.
Yeah. They do, TikTok videos, but they do them, in person.
Yeah. Or they make TikToks about how much of a slut certain kids are.
Dude, I'm so glad that I wasn't in school during the social media age.
Yeah. I would be a much more damaged person, I think, if that were the case.
Probably. We'd probably be bigger stars. We'd be so damaged, we'd be actors or...
Yeah. Cirque du Soleil.
Hurt people join the Cirque du Soleil.
There's another shirt idea. Oh.
See, his alternate self does not like him either.
No. And this is another situation where it's one actor.
Yeah.
And then they just have him doing a voice and blinking a light on a thingy.
And just looking at the camera. Just look astounded.
Like this.
Yeah. You got the job.
That's going in my reel. And then they listen to any other episode of this podcast and they're like, we're going to pass. You talked about it. Never mind. Sucking it back in.
Yeah, sucking it back in. I forgot. I totally forgot, and it sucked me back in.
Yep. If you don't understand the reference, go back a couple episodes.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He's going to start eating those cigarette butts.
For a second, I was like, yes. God bless. Everybody smoked cigarettes back in the day.
Yeah. Well, if you go far enough back, they had doctors recommending cigarettes to you.
So he's been having trouble at work with his pitch that he's supposed to be right. So like this, now his alternate self is telling him what to write.
Mm-hmm. I like how realistic that very obvious backdrop painting is.
Yeah. And so that's it. That's the end of the episode.
He finally gave in. He caved and was like, so, okay, this is going to be my recap of what I just didn't pay attention to.
Okay.
He didn't want his alternate self to help him with his project because he had a pride issue where he wanted to figure it out on his own.
Right.
Like an ego thing. And then finally just went on the verge of going insane and finally caved in and was like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to let myself help myself. So, moral of the story, sometimes you got to let yourself help yourself.
Yeah. 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 Don't be such a dick.
Yeah. If you from an alternate universe calls and pitches an idea that's going to make you $1 billion, I'd say take the idea.
Oh, yeah. I would too. So, you know what, Gog? It looks like we're close to about halfway through season 1.
Nice.
Let's see. That was 1, 2, 3. Listen to me count on the episode. Yeah, there's about 12 more episodes left, and we just did 12. So
right down the middle.
The next episode is called In the Cards. So we'll be back with that one here in a week or two.
Oh, you know it.
Watch along, and So yeah, again, we got a lot of episodes to watch still, but not all of them are going to be bangers.
That's all right.
I still think. The one that one kind of, I think In the Car, or all a clone by the telephone. That one and the one where the guy was like, he bet on everything and then they bet him that he wouldn't die, but he set the clock. Like, those two are probably my least favorites.
They're not, there's nothing astounding happening. Nothing that like really catches your eye. But, you know, at the same point, like, I feel like regardless of the content of the episode, it usually gives us something interesting to kind of talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, like sucking it back in. Did the person we referenced in that when we were talking, did that person ever hear or see that episode?
Not that I'm aware of. They're still talking to me. They haven't given me like a weird side eye or anything like that. So I think we're in the clear.
Good. Be like, because you can't be like, hey, listen, whatever you do, don't watch that episode.
Because then they're going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just don't mention that I do a podcast at all.
What are you going to do today? Nothing.
Nothing.
God, I wish you'd get out of the house and do some stuff, son. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I don't actually live with my parents, but in this situation, in this hypothetical situation, where I'm already giving away too much.
Yeah. Where in this situation, he had moved out.
Yeah.
And he got sucked back in.
All
right.
That's an episode of Tales from the Darkside. Once we get the rights to it and reboot it.
Yes.
Suck it back in. It's going to be the first episode.
You got it. You're onto something there, God. All right. Well, that's the end of this episode. We'll see you next time.
Dorks ahoy!